Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Ashley Brianna Eve. Today we are talking about why we are so obsessed with the fall of celebrities this year. Like, what is going on in astrology in 2025 to make us absolutely captivated by this entire Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds downfall? So we're going to look at the astrology, and this is something I spoke about earlier in the year as well. I did an astrology reading for the year ahead, and I had said, watch out, some of your favorite celebrities this year are going to be falling. There's going to be a lot of politicians, elite celebrities, not like the little guys, elite celebrities that are falling this year because the astrology just supported it. The astrology never lies. Energy never lies. Anyone that is a fan of astrology or human design knows the energy never lies. Now, the one thing I want to say first, and I just created a reel over this, I think first and foremost, Blake and Ryan's biggest misstep was one, misreading the energy, of course. But hello, good morning. Hot cup of coffee. I've got tea. It won't be a super long one today because I'm still recovering from the flu. I still feel like garbage, and I have tea. If I have tea, you know something's wrong because I'm a coffee girl. But yes, everyone say hi, gather around. We are going to talk the astrology and get some tea. I'm feeling a little spicy today. Am I just a spicy girl living in a sensitive world mug? I'm not uber spicy because not 100% yet. The spice will come back. The spice will come back. However, for those that know human design, this is where I think they made the biggest misstep and why it's always so important to know astrology and human design. I'm biased because this is what I do with my clients is astrology and human design, but this is why. Blake and Ryan, one, didn't account for the energy this year. We hear all the time, right? You're seeing from a lot of commentators online saying, you know, the landscape's changed and people have a different view on celebrities. Well, yes, but why? Why? It's the astrology, which we're going to get into. Don't worry. But number two, the only thing people hate more than bullies or a Virgo stellium running completely amok in her elitism, Blake Lively, is a fifth line who did not live up to projections. And for those that have watched my other content, you guys know that Ryan Reynolds is a 5-1. Now, Justin Baldoni is a 3-5. That's a profile in human design. It's how people are meant to see you. So Justin has to be careful as well, but I'm gonna circle back to why his is working in his favor right now. So what happens with the fifth line is people project on you. So they project on you that you can save them. They project on you that you're like the savior, that you have some answer, right? Now, as long as you're living up to that, people love you. And so Ryan Reynolds had created this like funny guy persona, the nice Canadian guy A, and people loved that. They fed into that. They're like, yeah, he's like the funny guy that we all know and love. Like he's just a jokester. And they fed into their relationship with that online where like they're doing the tit for tat, or what did she call it? Blake called it something in her text messages, but that tit for tat online. And you kind of like, I know not everyone. I was part of the crew that did fall in love with him. You just like, I don't know, he just seemed like a genuinely good guy. However, when we're looking at the fifth line, and maybe I'll just switch over quick to his, let's switch over just really quick. I don't want it to make it too much about human design today, but just for context. So he's a 5-1 Ryan Reynolds. With the fifth line, the problem is as soon as you no longer live up to the projections others have put on you or who people expect you to be, people cannot wait to tear you down. They cannot wait to burn you at the cross. They cannot wait to tar you, strip your feathers off, and throw you in a town square to humiliate you in front of everyone. They cannot wait with the fifth line. This is also where I feel Justin Baldoni initially, everyone was like jumping on the bandwagon. They're like, oh, he didn't live up to those projections. He wasn't a feminist. He's not a good guy. He's actually an abuser. Like, oh my gosh, like rip everything apart from him, pull all his awards away and like throw him out in town square and let's just tear him apart. Let's ruin his life. I believe it's also because of his fifth line. But with Ryan, I don't know, maybe he knows human design. I doubt it. Obviously underestimated not just the turn of the tides in celebrity culture because of astrology, but that fifth line. And as soon as people saw him for who he really was and for kind of like the sneaky shit, and props to Martha, our girl Martha Stewart. I mean, she called this. Martha's ahead of her time. Love her or hate her. Martha's ahead of her time. Martha had said he wasn't funny before all this started. and that she didn't like him before all this started. And that was going I remember when that first was going viral, people were like, no, Ryan Reynolds, like, he's a nice guy. What are you talking about, Martha? Now it's resurfacing and everyone's like, oh, okay, maybe Martha was onto something. People can't wait to tear down a fifth line when you don't live up to projections. So, that's one of the reasons. Hi, Alaska. What are you doing, buddy? Can you come around here? Alaska? Good boy, Al. Good boy. You don't need anything back there, sweetheart. Come on up. Good boy, Al. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Are you saying hi? Yes, you're saying hi. You're saying hi. Yeah, you're saying hi. So, hello. He's very frustrated right now because he just came out of the hospital, and he can't get his full walks. How does he feel? He's doing so much better. Almost too good. He's going in for his follow-up blood work today to make sure that his platelets are okay, and then he can go back to regular activity. But he's sad because now he's feeling better and he wants his walks and he can't get them. So we have to keep him quiet. But he is feeling much better. Thank you for asking. Now, where I think with Justin, things have worked in his favor with the 3-5 is originally people were pulling him down because people felt like he wasn't living up to projections. They felt as though he wasn't, we thought you were the feminist. We thought you cared. This is who we thought you were. And, it's looking like that's not who you are. People couldn't wait to tear Justin down. But now because it is looking like, oh, he did actually bend over backwards for her, it does look like he isn't who she's painting him to be. People are again on the fifth line side. So I think that's worked really well in Justin's favor. However, keep in mind with his fifth line, the public in general can turn on him again. So it's just something to keep in mind. Martha's a queen. Yeah, she can assault you in the classiest way. Round of applause for her. Yeah. I love Martha Stewart. All right, so let's flip back over to the astrology because I want to show you guys what's going on in the astrology. And this has been, so what we're going to look at with the astrology is this isn't new and it's not just this year. In fact, I would say some of the hardest to take down celebrities you're actually going to see taken down in 2030, 2031. Because that's when Kronos and Hades complete their conjunction. They come right together. So I would say you're going to see the true celebrity downfall then. I mean, we're having it now, but you're going to see the true celebrity downfall then. So what we're looking at here, and this is today's chart, but again, even if I go back to the first of the year, this is the energy we've been dealing with. Let's start with Hades and Kronos. So we have Kronos and we have Hades. They're hanging out in Cancer. They're for more esoteric astrology. So you don't really hear much about them. They're, often called hypothetical points. But for those of us that operate with esoteric astrology, they're really important points within the natal chart. And they're points I work with my clients. When you guys see this chart I pull up, for me, a natal chart reading with my clients is not basic bitch. Basic bitch astrology to me, and no shade, is the sun, moon, planets, planetary bodies, maybe Chiron, the nodes. But I really feel we get the nuance of what's actually going on when we go into esoteric astrology and the esoteric points. So it's going to be, your Kronos, Hades, Persephone, Psyche, Hecate, Eris, Ceres, Sedna, who else? Pandora. We're gonna see Algol. We're gonna see a lot more of the 4 royal stars, which I have a video on that for you guys. We're gonna understand the energy a lot better when we go deeper. But in my human design, I have gate 48, so I'm all about depth. So that's also just my cross to bear, is I'm meant to go really deep into things. So this year, I would say if we're starting just looking at Hades and Kronos here, hanging out in the 4th house, Cancer. The biggest thing for them is they hold the key to everything that's going on right now with celebrity culture. At the most basic level of interpretation, Hades is going to represent the past coming to light, shame, mistakes, dirty deeds, just the bad shit, the bad players. Hades represents the god of the underworld, right? He's who kidnapped Persephone and turned her into the goddess of the underworld, goddess of spring. Hades is going to be that figure that's like what is in the underworld. Now, how does this apply to celebrity culture? Good question, my friend. Good question. You guys are so smart here. How does that apply to celebrity culture? Kronos. Okay, so when we're looking at Kronos in astrology, which is this point, so that's Hades right here. We have Sirius, and then we have Kronos, and they're actually hanging out with Mars right now. Oof, it's a lot of energy today. But when we have Hades and Kronos, we have them right here again in the 4th house in Cancer. Kronos is governing people in power. So it's not just celebrities, but it's going to be the top of the top. So the beginning of this year, I said, like, don't be surprised if your favorite celebrities, like the biggest celebrities, shit comes out about them. And then what do we have? We had like Diddy. What is going on with Diddy? Like Blake and Ryan, he's got to be like thanking his guides, his lucky stars. He's like, thank you, Jesus, for P. Diddy, apparently, because no one's talking about him anymore. No one's talking about Jay-Z anymore. But either way, I had said we're going to see all these figures come down because Kronos is someone that's going to represent power, high and mighty, kind of like the elite, cream of the crop, the movie stars, politicians. And at Kronos's most mundane level, and y'all, I predicted this. That's so interesting. I'm wondering what my chart would say. Probably not good. I'm sure it's amazing. Okay. I need to look at you guys, bigger frame for this one. You'd have to go back through my astrology. I think it's under the weekly astrology report. I haven't done one last week because Al was in the hospital. I didn't do one this week because I had the flu. Hello, Mel. So nice to see you. So I haven't done the last 2 weeks, but I think if you go under the weekly horoscopes, all sign horoscopes, I said this. What'd I say? I'm going to tell on you. I'll just tell for you guys. I said that on the most mundane level, Kronos is going to represent airplane crashes, pilots, altitude, airports, issues around that. I called that, not to pat myself on the back, but I patted myself on the back. I called it. And here's the thing. A lot of people, not that I'm praising a catastrophe. What I am saying is what people aren't going to realize, people are calling it conspiracy theories. They're like, oh, it's a conspiracy theory that, people are saying there's more to it. I'm sorry. Conspiracy theories are just shit that's 6 months ahead of the public. And I called this and I said, there's going to be shit coming up because at the most mundane level, Kronos represents airports, pilots, altitude, crashes. We're going to see this. And I said it. I'm going to find the video and clip it so people don't think I'm nuts. Just like jumping on a bandwagon. But, and I said, it's because we have Hades there, there's something to do with people in power. So just keep your eyes and ears open. Use discernment because I don't think things are as they appear with what we're seeing with airplanes right now. Yeah, conspiracy theories are foreshadowing. They literally are right now. Everyone's calling people conspiracy theories, and then 6 months later it comes true. But Keanu Reeves, I love Keanu Reeves. Ultimate heartbreak for me, but I feel like he's an angel and true soul. I do get like legit good vibes from Keanu. He seems like a cool dude. Oh my gosh, I hope it's not. I've never got the feeling that it's him. That he'd be one to come down this year with Kronos and Hades. I hope not. But yes, so on the mundane level, you're going to be seeing it, probably not the end of it with airplanes, but it's connected to higher power, the elite. There's something going on there. Energy doesn't lie. All right, so I had found once a quote from, and I haven't read the full book, but another astrologer friend of mine ages ago, because this isn't new, they started their conjunction 2019, Hades and Kronos, but it's really coming to a head in 2025, January. And then 2030, 31 is where they like complete it. And you're going to see like the big ones come down. But someone had said, Martha Lang Westcott's book, The Orders of Light, describes this. And this is going back from 2019. So I'm just going to read this to you guys. Now I feel like I need to read the book because I just said it. And now I'm like, this isn't, please don't take it as like, this is Ashley recommending this book. I have no idea. I just know this quote. It was sent to me ages ago when we were first preparing for Hades Kronos. So anyway, I'm going to read it too. It says, Hades Kronos, to see links between fame and shame, vulgarity, coarseness, or lack of taste through prominent persons or leadership, to recognize humiliation through loss of position, authority, or independence, to be aware of criminal activity, leaders, executives, or experts make mistakes, or discuss the past or investigations. We're going to be made aware of laws that relate to criminals or criminal procedures, to see varying opinions on research, mistakes, psychology. That's another one I had said previously. Investigations, root causes or incidents from the past. I'm telling you, something's going to come out about that. The helicopter plane crash, secret activities of the leader governments, police, prominent persons. So it keeps going on. It lists like all these people that are going to come down with this, but it's essentially what we're seeing is like, and it says to see the governments or authorities engage in dirty business or hidden activities brought to the light. Celebrities, dirty business brought to the light. I mean, we're seeing right now with Hades and Kronos, anything from, I'd say, what would it be included in that is airplane disasters, high profile scandals, including like sex scandals, legally sanctioned investigations into secrets of the past, the rich and famous being caught. One way I put it earlier this year with their pants down after years of painting themselves and building brands of like a certain way. We're seeing all of that. Keanu Reeves is on the list to be taken down. Oh my gosh, I hope not. He seems like a pretty cool guy. So this is all the stuff that's going to be coming to the light in 2025 to 2030, 31 is where this Kronos Hades energy is going to be. I also feel like it holds the key to why we're obsessed with this, because the energy, the collective energy, is pushing us in the direction of exposing what's going on with these elite, with the politicians, with big pharma, with government. All, like, even look at, in Canada, although he said he was thinking about resigning, he hasn't, but now there's a pushback against Trudeau. Like, it's a pushback against like governmental bodies, a pushback against secrecy, a pushback against like people that we thought they were one thing and they're not. I hate when people say conspiracy theories when it's right in your face. Yeah, I agree. So that's what we're going to see with Kronos and Hades. But guys, that's not it on why this year is just batshit crazy. So Pluto has some pretty strong energy, opposed, not super tight right now. But with Pluto in Aquarius, I want to go over the last key events I talked about this at the beginning of the year, and this isn't to scare anyone. It's the time of exposure. Yeah, it is literally you like took the words out of my mouth, Angie. A time of exposure with Pluto and Aquarius. So the last time I want to talk about just a couple of key events, because this is bigger than just celebrity culture. It's all connected, like celebrity, government, the elite, big pharma, like it's all a cesspool. It's all connected. So when we look at the key events from the last Pluto in Aquarius cycle, so I believe 1777 to 1798, I believe, we had the American Revolution. Now, I was able to find bigger pieces for the U.S. as well, but the United States formally won its independence from Britain. From what I've been able to find, I'm not American, I'm Canadian, in 1783. Pluto and Aquarius also had the French Revolution, 1798 or 1789, which was, and we also saw direct rebellion against monarchy, elitism. What else? The industrial and technological shifts. We had massive industrial and technological shifts. What are we seeing right now? Tech shifts, AI. You guys, mark my words. What we're going to see, mark my words, so we had the tech industrial shifts and in the last cycle of Pluto Aquarius. Mark my words, what we're going to see is like robots in houses, like AI robots. What we're going to see is like people, instead of taking out car payments for a second car, to take out for a robot. It's going to sound crazy, but to like take out for a robot to do like their housework and shit. Like, I'm telling you, we are going to see in this Pluto and Aquarius, and people that are here for like strictly pop culture, they're probably like, this lady is crazy. I'm telling you, I've predicted so much stuff over the years. we're going to see that it's going to ramp up at massive levels. And the tech shifts during this one are going to be AI related and like robot related. But anyway, so Pluto re-entered Aquarius in January 2024. So it dipped out in 2023, fully settled here. We're here until 2044, I believe, off the top of my head, with Pluto and Aquarius. So this is a long cycle. So like I said, we have Kronos and Hades coming through. You're going to see like this is why I say I don't think Taylor's coming down right now. I know it's like heartbreaking for the Justin Baldoni peeps and people that are really like, I just don't see it. I see her more towards 2030 to 2031. I would say, like someone of that power. Or, maybe we can always hold the hope that, she course corrects and does good in the meantime. But because what this is doing, Hades and Kronos and Pluto and Aquarius, is like the bad shit, right? Like people that aren't actually like, it just reminds me of everyone talking about the Illuminati. I don't know why I want to say like people that aren't involved with the Illuminati and like selling their soul to get stuff, they're safe. Like, don't worry, take a deep breath. I don't know why that keeps wanting to be said. I've never looked into the Illuminati. I don't know. But what we're really going to see is dismantling of old power struggles, decentralization of power, and huge technological revolutions. I'm also interested. What do you guys think about this? I think there's going to be, and I know there's been some talk about this, where they're going to have like actors' likeness and have that in movies instead of the actors. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that ramp up. What do you guys think about that? And for the Chinese New Year this year is the year of the snake. Ooh, good point, Ruthie. Good point. Yep. Yeah, and if we even think of like, I'll have to look more into hello, Mint. Nice to see you. I'll have to look more in the year of the snake specifically. But if we even look at like, I have a bearded dragon. I have a red bearded dragon, Dory. She's super cute. But anyway, Black Mirror did use actor Avatar, I believe it. Ooh, oh, that's a great show too. So if we even look at the bearded dragon or the snake, reptiles in general, when they get stuck shed, or when they have to shed, right? So, but if they get what's called stuck shed and it doesn't come off, they'll die. Like they'll lose their toes, they'll lose their tail, they'll lose body parts if the shed is stuck. And so what's always just represented the snake to me is like, you need to let go of shit. You need to release what needs to go. But with that, it comes like all of the gunk from the underworld, because we have Hades and Kronos, like all this gunk from the underworld. I don't know. I feel like we're just like barely at the tip of exposure for I was gonna say Brian and Blake. Oh my gosh. Blake and Ryan. I think there's still more to come out, but I think it's like we're just at the tip of the iceberg. Oh, interesting. Oh, for Selma Hayek. Interesting. Whoa, that's cool. It's interesting to see how things are. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. And if actors are causing all this shit, why wouldn't like if you can deal with Blake Lively or the AI version of Blake Lively, like why wouldn't you just sit? Well, I feel like now you can't attach her to any project, but I don't know, just saying, but why would you? Why would you deal with all the shit that is clearly coming out about actors and stuff that's going on set when you can just use their likeness? I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know the answer to it, but it's a good question. So what we're looking at, the key theme with Pluto and Aquarius, is taking back people, we the people, taking back our power from the elite. We're over it. We're over the bullies. We're over people, taking our hard-earned money. We're over the, smears. We're just over it. We're over being treated like shit by the higher ups. And this year, it's like very much people taking back their power. And we're going to see that into 2044. So this is going to be, I honestly think, guys, I would almost, there's a piece of me that's like, has the last Pluto and Aquarius, we saw a lot of pushback around royalty, like royalty, British royalty, like kings, queens. I don't know. We might see a little bit of pushback around that. I'm not like immersed in that world much, other than the little bit of celebrity drama I see around like Meghan Markle and Prince Harry on X. But it will be really interesting to see. The last time we did get a lot of pushback, I don't know. What do you guys think? Question, how long is celebrity culture going to be a thing anymore? I think it's always going to be. I think people are always fascinated by it. I think, like, my personal opinion, based on what I even see in the astrology, is that it's going to be a shift, right? Like, people are tired of the fake. People are tired of illusions. Like, how much did we pull the death card and the snake? I think on my one card it's a snake for the death card, if I remember correctly, the image. We just, like, for celebrity culture, we just kept pulling it. I think people are tired of the fakeness. I think people are tired of elitism. And this is also what I've said. This is also why I don't think Taylor's going to come down right now, because Taylor's built a brand. When you're looking at building brands, they're based off of archetypes, and hers is the every woman brand, is what that archetype's called. Blake, you could argue, has built hers on what's called the ruler archetype. Well, when things like this go down and you're seeing, like, systematic, like, crumbling, for example, with celebrities, the first ones to come down are going to be the ones that have built ruler archetypes. So J-Lo's another example. She built a ruler archetype brand. Those are the first ones to come down. People aren't going for the one that's built the brand around the every woman, because it feels, even if it's fake, it feels like they're like me, they're doing good. They couldn't be. You see this with Taylor's community a lot. Like, they couldn't be involved in this, right? So I think celebrity culture will kind of always be a thing. I think people are fascinated by it. I've always been from the time I was a kid. I'm so obsessed with it. But I think it'll shift over time. Bad trades for the year of the snake are chaos, bad luck, accidents, conflict, uncalculated risk. Combined with Pluto and Aquarius, combined with Hades and Kronos, it's going to be like a rocky year. It's going to be a rocky year, guys. Yeah, I can see that happening. The studios might use the Blake Lively and JB case as a way to avoid dealing with a complicated actor. That's a good point, too. Like, you think you're being so clever with all of this. You piss off studios enough, they're going to be like, AI has been advancing so much. I don't know. I agree. There's probably so much of this that happens in Hollywood. And I think that's why I say I think they're like the tip of the iceberg. And what we're going to see is a lot more coming to the light in terms of celebrities. And I think it's going to come out that a lot of people have been doing this all along, and it's just been like, shush. That's true too. Commercials as well. You no longer need big shoots, production agencies. Yep. Exactly. So, they got to be careful too. Like, bite the hand that feeds, man. Like, I don't know. All right. So that's what's going on in the astrology this week or this year, and why. Like, Pluto and Aquarius, decentralization of power. People are sick of elitism. They're sick of, like, the 1%. Hades and Kronos. Kronos, Hades energy is, like, again, mundane level, plane crashes, issues with airplanes, altitude, but connected to the elite and also the falling of celebrities. So that's in the astrology. But I just want to, like, catch up on a little bit of the gossip too, because I've just been behind. And do you guys follow blind items? Let me know if you follow blind items. I'm going to pull up a couple that I thought were interesting. Is this the one? Yeah. This is one where I was like, I have to talk to you guys about this. Like, what is going on? All this time, we are being given PR info on celebrities. Yeah, not everyone on TikTok and YouTube is a reporter, so shit comes out. And that's the thing. Like, now with hello, yes, I follow Blind. Nice to see you. That's the thing with TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Like, people they're not holding out for, like, the New York Times. Like, who are you, New York Times, with your freaking bullshit? All right, so I thought this was crazy. Blind item. I think this came out yesterday. Have you guys seen this one? So this, in the news, authors discussing filing a lawsuit against the A negative. That's usually how Blake's referred to. I don't even know why she even gets an A at all. List actress and her significant other. Apparently promises were made but not kept. What do you guys think? Obviously, it's got to be Blake and Ryan. But I wonder what promises were made and not kept. That's what I'm wondering. And how do you file a lawsuit against them? Like that could be, now guys, that could be tea. Because can you imagine that lawsuit if Colleen Hoover comes out and she's like, they promised they would get the rights and then, like produce all my movies or all my books into movies and all this. Can you imagine the tea? If she filed a lawsuit, I am here for Colleen Hoover filing a lawsuit. She's filing who now? You got to learn like the language of blinds. So they never say names. So this news author, so it's going to be Colleen Hoover, is discussing filing a lawsuit with the A-. That's how Blake's, so they don't use names, right? So Blake is always A-, list actress and her significant other. So Ryan Reynolds. Apparently promises were made but not kept. Oh, maybe. That's a good point. She can't decide which side. Yeah, she can't decide which side to choose. I hope she sues Blake. I'm here for it. But yeah, so apparently Colleen Hoover, based on this, it's pretty straightforward, this one. Some of them are a little bit more. Once you get to know how they refer to each celebrity, it's a lot easier. But I don't know. What are the people saying in the comments? Yeah, Colleen Hoover. PR flop. Can't wait. Yeah, the people are looking for we're all looking forward to that one. That's for sure. And then there was another one, which I found interesting. And that's the thing. You flip-flop like that. I don't know. Is this the other one? It's a good question too. Was it a legal binding promise in writing? It's probably like, we got you, Colleen. It's probably not. That's a good question though, my friend. So this one I found was interesting too. Well, that's true too. Blake didn't even sign her own damn contract. So you're going to trust someone that won't even sign contracts for the movie she's supposed to be contracted to? Like, I don't know. That sounds like a you problem if you trust someone like that. This one was January 29th. This A-, so see, that's always going to be Blake. Whenever you see A-, that's Blake. List actress is now discussing suing the newspaper she was working with to destroy her co-star. Like, what? What? How is it their fault? How is it their fault? So apparently now, sorry guys, I'm still sick. I just don't even understand how she could win that. She leaked it to them. She leaked her complaint to them. I mean, I'm not saying that she won't. I wouldn't be surprised. I think it was Daily Dose of Donna on like a reel or something I saw, and she was saying like, I can see Justin winning in court and Blake being like, I won, yes. Like, so maybe she is. I do wonder, and you guys let me know, like, are celebrities just that removed from reality? Because how do you sue the newspaper that you're working to destroy your co-star with when you're the one that leaked everything? And there was actually another one. Let me see if I can find it quick for you guys, where there was another one where it said Blake was suing her lawyer. I'm going to see if I can find it really quick. Suing her lawyer because her lawyer served people during the fires and it looked bad. It was like a PR disaster. So she has no standing suing them. I agree. Like, how do you sue someone when you're the one that you're the one that put it out there? That is wild. Like, but I feel like it's also celebrity culture of like, it couldn't be me. And maybe that goes into the whole thing with her, right? Where it's like, it couldn't be me. Just like when she figured it couldn't be her and organic, that people didn't like her. I don't know. That Virgo stellium on Blake, make sure to watch that video. But, you know, shadow, she is in the shadow of it. I don't understand these blinds or creative gossip, or they more than often come true. But it's like industry insiders, right? So like you're on the set, but you can't like say anything. So you submit it to like as a blind. But more often than not, they come true. I've never seen them, not on X. There's a website too. This account I'm showing you guys isn't the official website. Like it's an actual website. Let me see if I can pull up the actual website. So this account, I'll show you guys the actual website. Yes, so that removed from reality. Not all. I've worked with some genuinely nice ones, but the B C-list actors who think they're A act the worst. I believe it. So let me show you guys. So this all goes into like what we were talking about, the astrology. Everything's coming down right now. Sorry, guys. I keep coughing. I'll need to get off soon just because my throat's starting to bug me now. But yeah, so you can also go to Crazy Day and Nights, and you're going to, like, they have all kinds of blind items here as well, about everyone and everything. So that's going to be probably Meghan Markle. But yeah, so anyway, you're going to have like all these blind items, but there was one as well that was saying that Blake is suing her lawyers or firing one of her lawyers because they served people during the fires. It's just like, it's not me. It's not me. How could it be me? Like, it's everyone else. Everyone else is the problem. It's not me. Maybe she needs to listen to Taylor Swift's song. Like, I'm the problem. It's me. Oh, yeah. Why can I not? Okay, guys, before I started pulling. Oh, there you go. The lovers are usually represented by Blake and Ryan. So the death or the devil card. So that's illusions fading. These are cards, moon reverse, for them that I continue to pull over and over and over again. Yeah. I feel like there's more going to come out from them. Wheel of Fortune reversed. Oops, sorry, guys. World reversed. Magician reversed. I feel the Magician reverse for them, though, is more towards like Taylor jumping ship. Have you all seen it's cringe. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. If you're a fan of Taylor, that's definitely Taylor pulling I pull the Magician for her a lot. And reversed in terms of Blake and Ryan. She's peacing out. She's like, the eyes of the world are on you, bitches, then I am getting out of Dodge. Taylor's pieced out. I don't know if it was Tree that released it. It had to have been. But the People article with her, like, the 18 images of Taylor living her best life at the Grammys, that was just not, I think it just missed the mark. I mean, she's in the news. Her PR is very smart, but I was not a fan of that article. I would agree. I think she tells her lawyers what to do instead of letting them do their job. Yep, I would agree. And then blames others when things don't go as planned. I would agree with that. All right, my friends, my throat is saying that we're kind of at our max today. So the card pull, what we saw for the card pull, the devil. So the devil's going to be like the illusions fading. It's not necessarily that they are the devil, but I'm sure people have their opinions on that as well. It's going to be your illusions fading, like stuff coming to light, very much that Kronos and Hades energy that we talked about in the astrology for this year. The lovers have always been Blake and Ryan. Whether they're reversed or not has been a question, but that's always been them. The moon, things ain't going, it's not looking too good. I don't believe the moon reverse is telling me I don't believe the selfie that Ryan put up on his Instagram stories with like Hootie and the Blowfish, that everything's calm and everything's fine. I don't believe it. And then the world, the eyes of the world, their fortunes turning. And the Magi. I think with the Magician, so I had said this in a preview, or no, I don't know if I ever made a video about it or I was just talking about this. I might have just been talking about this with branding friends because I do a lot of branding for clients. And I said, because the reversed is like, to me, suggests that like Taylor's going to continue to distance. But I said, here's the thing, whether Blake, there's like all this controversy online, right? Of like whether Blake and Ryan are going to go to the Super Bowl or not, or whether like they're going to continue to be shunned by Taylor. The Magician, who's usually Taylor reversed with the lovers, which is Blake and Ryan, makes me think that like she's not going to be there and she's going to continue distancing herself. Her performance at the Grammys, and I know she didn't perform, but it was a performance at the Grammys, it was SEO manipulation. I don't know if you guys know about SEO manipulation. Swiftie or not, it's not just Swifties or Taylor Swift that does it. Other celebrities do it too. Public figures do it. But she's like dominating the headlines now from a perspective of like, look how beautiful she looked. Look how amazing she looked. Look how much fun she was having, rather than dominating the headlines attached to Blake and Ryan. But I said, Magician reverse with the lovers makes me think that they won't show up. But I said this. I said the only place that Taylor still dominates headlines in terms of this mess is if you Google Taylor Swift Blake Lively. So there would obviously be a very calculated PR approach to that. However, in theory, you could argue if you played your cards right, if Blake went to the Super Bowl and the press was on their side, that could dominate headlines and then push the narrative Blake Khaleesi, everyone's new favorite Game of Thrones character, Blake Lively, and her dragon Taylor, that would push it down in the algorithm, but it's a risk. That'd be a risky move. I don't know. You'd have to wear a good bra and hope and pray and like take your Xanax before making that move. I don't think it'll happen, but it could. Pull cards before it, but nothing I've seen in the cards. Taylor doesn't want to be associated with this in her brand. Lover or hater, think Taylor's, a mean girl and sketchy or not. You don't want to be associated with that scandal. So cringe, it became funny. Yeah. It's wild. You know what's interesting? Even looking at Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively's pictures, they look different. Like we're seeing their true self. So that makes sense. Yeah, for sure. And that happens, right? When you see like nothing actually, we're going to get super spiritual, but nothing actually looks, it's all through our perception, right? So when you have kind of those rose colored glasses on for people, for sure, you're going to see them in a different way. Everything's filtered through our perception of reality. So I agree. Absolutely. When you see like someone's true self, and it can work either way. Like someone before you might have been like, oh, they're not that attractive. And then you get to know their personality and they're like, oh my God, right? And it can work the other way as well. They're doing great because they requested a gag order twice and tried to avoid Justin's lawyer. Yeah, and she's going to get deposed. Wouldn't it be wild if Taylor got deposed by Brian Freeman? To be a fly on the wall, man. To be a fly on the wall. She's a marketing genius. For those that are newer here, so I have like a crazy past tip. For those that know human design, typical 6 line, lots of trial and error, done a lot of things. Only thing that's really been consistent is tarot and astrology in my entire life, since the time I was a kid. But I have worked, and I still do continue to work in branding. So I help people build brands based off of brand archetypes and human design. And yeah. I've used her as an example. She's a marketing genius. The Easter eggs, the brand language, like everything she's done has been by design. And, no shades made her a lot of money, made her very famous, but it's not by accident, right? Like, it's just not by accident. Yeah, and that's the thing too. I saw actually someone point that out online of like, you're a girl's girl or you support your friends until it comes time to support your friends. But if we look at, we'll do it really quick. So I just love hanging out with you guys. I love hanging out with you guys, even though my throat's like, lady, get off the computer. And then I want to go get my chicken some mealworms and black soldier flies, and then I have client calls this afternoon. All right, am I sharing the right screen? Yeah. Okay. Taylor. So if we even look at like her entire human design is like, it's very open. So a lot of people see the openness and they're like, that's a very open chart. But where my eye goes first with Taylor Swift is like money. With 44 to 26, that's going right up into her ego. It's not bad or good. It's just energy, right? But, she sees what needs to be corrected with the channel judgment 18 to 58. And she knows what's worth fighting for in terms of money. So what you look at is where's the flow of energy going? So within human design, and I've been asked in the comments lately if I do human design readings. I do. There's a special on them right now, but you can book a human design reading. What we look at human design is the head center and the root are under pressure. So the head center is the triangle at the top and the root is the box at the bottom. Those are under pressure. So what ends up happening is that the energy wants to move from the head to the throat for expression, to speak or to take action. And from the root, that's your adrenaline, stress, and endorphins, from the root to the throat for expression. So we always want to look at where is the energy flowing. So with Taylor, we have the defined root, heavily defined root. And where's the energy going? Well, the energy is going into seeing what needs to be corrected, seeing what's not working, and what's worth fighting for. It's coming up into our splenic center and then right into the channel of the entrepreneur. So like everything we see with Taylor is like how to fix things in my business, how to make more money, what's worth fighting for in my business. And so when you see the 28 to 38 and people are like, well, why isn't she on Blake and Ryan's side? Why isn't she supporting them? I'm like, well, she might see it in terms of like, to protect my business. That's not worth fighting for. It's not my fight. It's not my battle. It's not worth fighting for because it could damage my business. There is lemon and honey. My husband, I made it for me. Usually I drink coffee in the mornings, but he's been taking very good care of me. It hit me like a brick wall, like truck out of nowhere, probably just from the stress of Al. But yes, have lots of tea, lots of honey. But yeah, I would say when we're looking at that energy, it's energy of, and I don't want anyone to take this wrong. Energy is just energy. So when we look at the chart, like I don't see that as inherently bad. So if we remove ourselves from like what we feel or what you feel or the public feels or anyone else feels about Taylor Swift, when we see this energy, it's like, well, someone's going to be really powerful because they know what's worth fighting for to protect their brand and their money and their business. The 26 to 44 is called the channel of the entrepreneur by Ra Rahu, the channel of surrender. But what that essentially is saying, because the ego is going to be the material plane, is she knows what to sell people to make money. Well, maybe right now she's like, selling myself as Blake's friend is not going to make me more money. It's not going to do anything for brand Taylor. So I'm walking away. And her perspective is survival. Like, how does she survive this? How is her brand? Because you always want to look at the perspective and the variables through the individual chart you're looking at. How does her brand survive this? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I noticed even Ryan Reynolds even dropped Taylor's name in a text to Blake. Yeah, like what is going on with these people? I really believe Taylor's coming to terms with how much her closest friends drop her name to power trip when she's not around. That's true too. And I've said that in the past about Britney Spears, who I just like adore. I'm going to pull up her chart. Look at me. I'm like, guys, I got to go because my throat. And then I'm like, let's talk more. Why not? Because I love hanging out with you guys. I meant JB, not. Yeah, no, I totally did. I read it in my head as JB. Probably read it out loud as BL, but no, I got you. So Britney Spears is a 512. You know, I've said this in the past with her of I think it took a lot for her to realize like all the snakes that were in the grass around her. And I actually feel really bad. I don't know how you don't have a mental breakdown dealing with what she dealt with. And everyone around you wants something from you. Everyone around you is using you in some way. Everyone around you feels like if you guys are old enough, are you guys old enough to remember like heyday B-Rit, like Britney Spears? I'm new to your channel. I love, welcome my friend. It's such a cool group here. It's just like bunch of friends hanging out. So welcome, make yourself at home. We talk a lot of pop culture with human design, astrology, tarot. It's kind of like the woo of what's going on in pop culture. If I had to be honest, if I had to summarize it. So welcome. And yeah, I feel like Britney, it took a lot for her to come to terms with that. Unfortunately, she then, you know, everything that happened with Brit, but I can't imagine living a life where everyone is using you for some reason. Like everyone, I don't know. I just can't. Like, I like my life with my chickens. Like literally when I get off this call, I'm bringing a box out. I hate the snow. Guys, I'm trying to be positive in the snow, but we have like 4 feet of snow. So, you know, there's that. But other than the snow, I'm going to be going out with like my box of mealworms and black soldier flies for my chickens and feeding my chickens, hanging out with my goats. Like, I love this life. I could never live that life. I agree with Taylor's strategy. What else could she do now? Yeah. It's all Blake's mess. Yeah. Yeah. We all we're very chatty here. We're very chatty. Hi, Julia. And then Julia has to say hi. Hi, Julia. Oh, I know. Hi, sweetheart. Okay. Can I work? You can sit there, Julia. Yeah. So I don't know what ultimately Taylor can do at this point. I think the biggest thing for Ryan is like completely misjudge that 5-1. People can't wait to pull down a 5-1. But here's the thing, like, this is the weird thing about Blake. So Blake's a 2-4. For those that let me know if you guys know human design in the chat. Blake's a 2-4 profile. So when we're looking at profile, that's how people are meant to see you, but kind of also like the costume you wear in life. And she's like a 2-4 is usually someone that's got such bubbly energy. Like they're so nice. You're naturally drawn to them. I think it's her Virgo stellium where she's just so much in the shadow that even though her chart, like her human design chart, manifesting generator 2-4 is like a very friendly energy, a bubbly energy, a feel good energy. Her Virgo stellium is so in the shadow that, and her Eris oppose her Virgo stellium with Black Moon Lilith in 12th house. Like she's so in the shadow there that's like you can't even feel that. Welcome, and don't forget to subscribe. Like, you're so sweet. You guys always do that for me. I always forget. Yeah, thank you guys for being here. I am not feeling well, but it's so nice to hang out with you guys. I love hanging out with you guys. Yeah, Ruler of Wands reversed. I think there's more coming out. Oh, interesting. Seeker of Wands. And the Chariot. I think someone's going to come out against Blake. That'll be interesting. Ruler of Wands reversed and the Seeker of Wands with the Chariot. The Seeker of Wands is in the Chariot. Interesting. Interesting. And writing songs about her, probably. That's interesting. And apparently I did see that she's claiming she's going to have her own amended lawsuit. We'll see. But I feel like someone's going to come out against her. Something's going to be said in support of the Hanged One. So Hangman has always been Justin Baldoni. But if you guys have been here all along, no worries if you haven't. You're family. We're all family. Hangman reverse was how we originally started pulling cards for Justin Baldoni. He was always reversed when this first started. And then it was right side up once he started fighting back. Interesting. That'll be interesting to see. New Fire album soon. Yeah. I'm just going to say it, and it's crazy. I've been keeping it to myself. I have a funny feeling, and I haven't felt how she's involved, but I have a funny feeling of that Isabella Ferrer, Young Lily. But I just have a funny feeling something's going on there. So obsessed with this case. Like all I want is the tea today. Yeah, literally. Literally. So obsessed with this case. Gossip Girl people, maybe. Let's see if there's any updates before I let you guys go. Because whenever I don't check and then I sign off and then I'm going to be out with my chickens and then there's going to be like some big drop. Let me just check before I let you guys go. Oh, and one thing I want to say is there's some people I know online, not anyone that I've named here. Like Daily Dose of Donna seems really cool. I don't know her personally, but there's some people I know online that are starting to come out as experts with like inside sources. And I know them from, because y'all, I've been in like the coaching industry, the spiritual world for a really long time, the branding worlds for a really long time. I'll just say like, just choose, for people that say they have insiders, just choose that carefully. There's people I know that definitely do not, and they're claiming they do to get likes, which is shady shit. All right, let's see. Oh, yeah, we got the selfie. Okay, this was hilarious. So I have to say, like, didn't the judge say everyone shut it down? And then Blake and Ryan are still dropping stuff. So that's the selfie everyone was talking about that they look different in. Do you think it's an old selfie? Like, I just feel weird that they're like wandering around the streets amongst all this. I don't know. Oh my God, that's a totally different story with Only Want to Be With You by Hootie and the Blowfish in the background. So they were kind of told like everyone chill. Like there was no gag order, but like everyone just chill. Or the judge said, basically, I'm going to move this court date up. Like, don't make me come back there, right? It's like when you're driving and, well, I have dogs, but kids or dogs in the backseat, you're like, do not make me turn this car around. Do not make me come back there, right? Like the judge was basically like, do not make me do this because I will move this case up. And then as soon as they said that, we got multiple article drops from Blake and Ryan's camp, like literally right away. And one article, they're calm amongst the chaos. And the other one, Blake's emotionally destroyed. It's wild. Yeah, that's true. Especially, I think that was her first movie, right? So she definitely could have been like groomed to be on her side and lied to. Absolutely. I feel bad for the young actors on the movie because imagine also waking up to that, right? Like you potentially, allegedly have someone in your ear that is just like feeding all this crap to you. And then you start to see it come out in the media of like, oh my gosh, that might not have actually been true. Yeah, I didn't think he was either. That whole interview, I even thought about it at the time with Ryan, Hugh, Ryan's mom, and is it Brandon Sklenar or something? That was a weird interview. That was weird. Oh my God. Kind of does. I also saw someone comparing an ex, Penn Badgley, who was apparently Blake's boyfriend when she met Ryan, to Justin Baldoni. And the resemblance was crazy, by the way. Lawyers don't threaten us with a good time if this case was earlier. I have ADHD. I cannot wait till 2026. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna get like stomach ulcers waiting until 2026. We need this now. Like, don't get us too excited. It's like when I saw apparently Buffy is getting bringing it back with Sarah Michelle Gellar. It's like, do not play with my feelings like this. Do not. If you're gonna drop this, that show better be coming out. Drops are probably from the publicist, so the lawyer has. That's true. Plausible deniability. That's a good point. That's a good point. Very good point. It's like that loophole, right? Like all these loopholes that they find. It's similar to the SEO manipulation that Taylor Swift does. Like, it's technically you're not allowed to do SEO manipulation, and you'll get like dinged by Google for it. However, it's like a loophole. It's a long road, yeah. Hopefully they have a good therapist. That interview with the mom was super cringe. So proved how true Martha. Okay, have you guys seen the Martha Stewart? Should we try to find it? And then I really have to let you guys go so I can rest my voice and go see the chickens. Let's see if we can find the video. Have you guys seen it or have you just heard about it? It is wild. She is like unhinged in the best way. It. I think this is it. She's savage. She's so unhinged. And I don't even mean that in like a bad way. She just doesn't care. All right, I think this is it.
What celebrities would be the most fun to hang out with?
I'm sure Snoop Dogg's on the list.
Snoop seems to be Martha Stewart's go-to answer for like 90%. Another celebrity.
Reynolds, is he one of those?
I don't know why his face being covered in movies makes him more desirable.
I thought this was the actual one. Guys, I failed you. I failed you. I thought that was the actual one. Okay, let's see if I can actually find the actual one, not commentary. What does Emily D. Baker say? Streaming's dynamic. It's like so true. Usually I have this stuff pulled up. Oh, it's like Nowhere, the original. Oh my goodness. It's actually Nowhere, the original. Was it pulled down? That's wild. I think Candace might have streamed it. Let me see if I can find the spot where she did. I need like hold music. Chat amongst yourselves while I try to find it. Oh, there. Yeah. Candace talked about it. Candace has us. We'll flip over to Candace. Yeah. That shit goes on. Literally. I can't find it anywhere other than in commentary where people are sharing it. Love me some Candace. Someone else just savage in the best way. It's true though. That is exactly what goes on. But that video, and just like first sweep, the only place I can find it is where it's been shared.
Random game show.
We asked Built members what celebrities would be the most fun to hang out with.
He's probably on the list just because he covers himself up in his movies and you don't see his face. Ryan Reynolds, is he one of those? And you want to know something? He's not so funny in real life.
Really?
No, he's not so funny. He's very serious. No, Taylor, then I would do Snoop, and then I would take Ryan off it, and I would put in somebody else.
I'm so surprised that Ryan Reynolds isn't funny. This is like a shocker to me. I see him
he's a good
walking up
actor.
and down our neighborhood all the time.
He can act funny, but he isn't funny. Maybe he can get to be funny again.
I'm so disappointed, actually.
I'm going to get in trouble. He's my neighbor. He's my neighbor.
So she was spilling. She was letting people know that this whole persona, nice guy, funny guy, is an act. And that's not who he is behind the scenes. And I think he is a very disturbed, angry individual. I was also positing with my team.
Yeah. So Stuart's a legend at this point. She doesn't care. Yeah. Not sure what tea you're drinking, what peppermint tea. Oh, that is a good tip. Thank you. I love that you referenced some of my other favorite YouTubers. Yay! My type of girl definitely subscribing. Oh, well, thank you. Welcome to the family. We're just the family around here. I always joke that it's just like, a bunch of friends just sitting around talking about the astrology, pulling some tarot cards and talking about what's going on in pop culture. It's a little bit of a family. All right, let's see what else Candace had to say about that.
Something else that, and this is, by the way, this is not anybody insider leaking this, but I find it interesting that one thing that the public hasn't discussed enough is the Scarlett Johansson piece. So if he has this narcissistic, abusive tendencies, which I believe everything he did was narcissistic and abusive. We saw that in Deadpool, even against Justin Baldoni. So we don't even have to imagine what he does to Blake Lively at home or anything like that. But if he's already publicly admitted that he has these control issues and they stem from the fact that his father was always screaming, and we now know that Ryan's also a screamer, so he basically just became his dad. So that whole little scene.
And I hadn't realized that until I watched Candace, that apparently he has said in the past that his father was a screamer. And now we know that he was screaming at Justin Baldoni. That's wild.
About like his father and unresolved issues. Yeah, it's looking like you might have just become who you allege your father was. He sat down, I think it was with the New York Times or whoever it was, and said that he developed these control issues. Like he's very controlling because he felt the only way that he could get his dad not to scream in the house was to make sure everything was like within his control. Okay, so that's why Ryan is.
That's so interesting. I don't know about that piece, but I want Candace and Camille Vasquez to be my dragon so I can unleash them into people who annoy me. Camille is a badass too. All right, my friends. I guess we're leaving on that. We're leaving it on Martha Stewart, the legend Martha Stewart, who called this out for all of us before the cards started falling, and to Candace and her entire series on this and calling it out. Thank you for hanging out with me, my friends. Hi, Julia. Yes, I'm almost done. It was so nice to hang out with you guys today. I missed you in the last couple of days being off sick, but feeling better. Hanging out with you guys makes me feel better. And hopefully we have some tea to drop. Although I have heard a rumor that Blake is filing an amended lawsuit on Friday. So we might be hanging out for that, pulling some cards for that. Get cozy. Bring your tea, bring your coffee, bring your wine, bring something. But we're going to, if there is, I'm here with you guys. I am here with you guys. We're pulling the tarot cards. I'll have multiple decks ready to go. We'll be looking at the astrology. we'll be here. Oh, thank you, my friend. Welcome to the community. It's so nice to have you here. So nice. Thank you guys for all the well wishes. I can't wait to hang out with you again. Thank you for hanging out with me this morning. Honestly, you guys make me feel better just seeing each of your faces here. How often are you live? Good question, my friend. I'm typically daily. However, I've been sick, so I haven't been live that much, but usually I'd say at least 5 days a week. I also try to go live on Saturdays as well, but it's kind of working around my schedule with clients. So we see how the clients are, what my schedule is like that day, and then we go live. But let's see. Tomorrow I have a pretty busy day with clients. I might be able to pop on around 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. I'll update it and put it as a stream pending. And then I might be able to pop on in the morning Friday before calls. But yeah, I try to do daily. Whether that actually works or not is another question. But I do try to do daily except Sundays. Oh, I love that. What kind of pie? Oh my goodness. I can't bake at all. But I wish I could. I love eating baked goods, but I'm not good at cooking them. But yes, we do try for live, but sometimes we're live daily, but sometimes it doesn't work quite like that. All right, my friends. Oh my goodness. Lemon jasmine. Sounds delicious. All right, my friends. It was such an honor to hang out with you today. Let's plan for tomorrow around 11 a.m. Eastern. If there's any new news, we'll do new news. And then we'll tentatively plan. Friday's pretty packed with clients, but we'll tentatively plan for the morning on Friday live. All right, my friends, have a beautiful day, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.